On this video, I will introduce myself and perform a demonstration teaching on the life and works of Dr. Jose Rizal. Let me share my screen. My name is Diego Alvarez Odchimar III. I earned my master's degree in philosophy in 2003 and my bachelor's degree in philosophy in 1997 at the University of the Philippines in Diliman, where I completed the coursework of its Doctor of Public Administration program. Since 1998, after my graduation, I taught general education at various colleges and universities, including the University of the Philippines in Los Baños, Laguna, the University of Santo Tomas, Far Eastern University, and Adamson University. Today, we're going to talk about Jose Rizal's Manifesto. We're going to determine whether or not Jose Rizal is guilty or innocent. Before we proceed to the manifesto, let me share a statement made by Plutarch, a Greek philosopher. According to Plutarch, the mind is not a vessel to be filled up, but a fire to be kindled. In Filipino, ang kaisipan ay hindi isang baul na pinupuno, kundi ito ay isang apoy na pinagliliyab. But I believe that in any general education subject, there is always a what, a why, and a how. Okay? So more than the transmission of what are values and what is knowledge, a general education teacher should be able to provoke the mind of his students to think about why a set of beliefs is valued over others, or why a set of beliefs is considered as knowledge. This way, students will learn how to use values to treat each other fairly, or use knowledge to solve problems. By critical thinking, I mean analysis. This is the skill to break down information, to be able to examine or review them. It is the skill that involves learning to recognize or develop an argument, use evidence supporting that argument, draw reasoned conclusions, and use the information to solve problems. By creative thinking, I mean synthesis. Synthesis is the skill to uh, put together seemingly unrelated information to be able to create new information or new ways of looking at the world. This skills involves learning to generate and apply new ideas in specific contexts, seeing existing situations in a new way, identifying alternative explanations, and seeing or making new links that generate a positive outcome. All right, so let's go to Jose Rizal's manifesto. So to start with, let us identify what is the problem. No? So to identify the problem, we go back to December 6, 1896. This was the first day of Jose Rizal's trial. On this day, Jose Rizal was charged with 3 crimes: rebellion, sedition, and illegal association against the Spanish colonial government in the Philippines. Now, if found guilty, the sentence for a traitor is death by musketry. Now, let us define the terms. What is rebellion? Rebellion is the crime of violent or open resistance to an established government or ruler. Ito ay paghihibagsik o pag-aalsa laban sa mga Kastila o sa mga pinuno or pamunuan. Now, what is sedition? Sedition is the crime of inciting people to rebel against the government. Ito ay pag-uudyok o paghihimok, paghihikayat sa mga tao na maghimagsik o mag-alsa. Ito ay maaaring sa pamamagitan ng pagsusulat ng tula, dula, o mga nobela. Okay? Or articles, no? In a newspaper. What is illegal association? Illegal association is the crime of association organized for the purpose contrary to the law. For example, is the Katipunan an illegal association? Is the La Liga Filipina an illegal association? What is the purpose of the organization? Is the purpose contrary to the law? So those are the questions. Now, let's go to why is it a problem? No? To be able to understand the problem, we have to investigate. We have to probe. In Jose Rizal's case, it was a problem because for Jose Rizal, he was innocent. Okay? Jose Rizal pleaded not guilty of all the charges. Now, how did Jose Rizal solve the problem? So, what solution did Jose Rizal propose? So, on December 15, 1896, in his prison cell in Fort Santiago, Jose Rizal wrote a manifesto to certain Filipinos to proclaim his innocence. So he made his case for his innocence, and he wrote a short essay outlining his arguments. Now, Jose Rizal made 5 arguments for his innocence. The first one, he absolved himself by declaring that he was never a part of the revolution. His name was used without his permission. So ginamit ang kanyang pangalan ng walang pahintulot. No? That was clear, no? May paratang kasi na ang pangalan niya ay ginagamit bilang password ng Katipunan. No? Ang larawan niya ay ginagamit sa mga puok na pulungan or sa meeting places ng mga Katipunero. So at the onset of his manifesto, he absolved himself by outrightly declaring that he was never part of the revolution. The second argument is he was consulted about the planned revolution, but he advised the perpetrators to abandon it. So, hindi niya itinanggi na may sugo si Andres Bonifacio na himukin siya na itakas sa dapitan para pamunuan ang hibagsikan. So if you remember, Dr. Pio Valenzuela was sent to convince Rizal, to persuade Rizal to lead the rebellion. But Rizal advised them, Pio Valenzuela in particular, to abandon it. He discouraged. He did not escape. Okay? The third argument is he wanted to stop the rebellion by offering his services to the people. So proof that he was never part of the rebellion is his offering of his services. In the 4 years that he was in the Pitan, he was never involved in any political act against the Spanish rulers. He was even able to convince Governor General Ramon Blanco at that time, who was his friend, to allow him to volunteer as a doctor of the Spanish army in Cuba, just to prove his allegiance to the Spanish rulers. Number four, or the fourth argument, he condemned the rebellion as ridiculous and barbarous. So, in his manifesto, straightforward, straightforwardly, Rizal condemned the rebellion or the revolution as ridiculous and barbarous. And the fifth, he acknowledged that reforms should be the authorities' initiative, not the citizens. So, sabi niya, kung meron mang mga pagbabago, ito dapat ay manggagaling sa itaas, hindi galing sa ibaba. Dahil kung manggagaling sa ibaba, ito ay magiging madugo. No? At hindi siya sangayon ito. Okay? So those are Husserl's 5 arguments. Now, for your activity today to analyze and synthesize, for you to learn the skills, answer the 5 questions, the following 5 questions. Number 1, what were the charges against Jose Rizal? So this should be easy. There were 3 charges, right? If you remember. And then number 2, why was Jose Rizal accused of this crime? So there's the why question. And then the third is, how did Jose Rizal defend himself? And to synthesize, if Jose Rizal was innocent, was he a hero? Now, what does it mean to be a hero? If Jose Rizal did not lead the rebellion, if Jose Rizal was not guilty of the crimes he was accused of, was he a hero? No? And the fifth would be, if Jose Rizal was right, was the Katipunan wrong? This was actually one of the questions asked by who wrote was the author of Veneration Without Understanding. There was an article, yes, one of your readings. For more information, read Renato Constantino's Veneration Without Understanding. In this article, he asked the question, no? So this would be like a moral question. Was Jose Rizal right? If Jose Rizal was right, was the Katipunan wrong? Huh? If the Katipunan was wrong, or if the Katipunan was right about the rebellion, was Jose Rizal wrong? That's an interesting question to ponder. So, for you to come up with an informed answers to the 5 questions, you can review or read again Jose Rizal's Manifesto to Certain Filipinos from this link. And then, for more information, read Renato Constantino's Veneration Without Understanding from this link provided. And when you're ready, submit your answers to the designated activity on Blackboard. Do you have any questions or concern? If you don't have any more questions or concerns, that would be all for today. Consummatum est. It is finished.